It is only fitting that we honor the legacy and ensure that their role in our shared history is remembered. The second reason is that this dedication marks the beginning of a series of events leading to the 2026. That also is very important as we get towards the next year. And the Minisink Trail Marker Project would not have been possible without a hard work and dedication of many. But over the past 18 months in particular, the committee that was formed by Claire Garland and Mark Gottworth, they have worked tirelessly to make today a reality, securing not only this marker, but two more that will be placed in Aberdeen, one on Van Brackle and one in Blind Road, and one over at Fresno Woods that connects. That's the last marker to connect all of Monmouth County, which is really exciting that that's been able to happen. We have a map in the back on the table that shows all the marker sites, the ones that are already in place and the ones that are left to come. So please make sure you view that. This is, I believe, the fifth one being that's been installed out of, I believe, 8. And as I said, two more will in Aberdeen will connect us completely in Monmouth County. So I want to give a heartfelt thank you to Mark and Claire for their leadership and commitment, which was instrumental in bringing this project to life. Thank you. I'd like to ask the Sandhill Community Leader, Fortune Thomas, to come up and lead us in a prayer.
Great Spirit, creator of all life and the universe, we thank you for this day, a day we will have never seen and a day we will never see again. We thank you for every house that's represented here today. We thank you for every spirit that's here today. Before the hills in order stood, for earth received her frame. From everlasting thou art God. Ever hills the same. We offer a special blessing to every person that took part in creating this ceremony today. And we ask you to have mercy and traveling mercies on all of us as we make our ways home after this service is over. Keep your strong arm of protection around us as we make our way. Protect us from all hurt, harm, and danger. Amen.
Mayor Joe Altamonte was supposed to be here today to offer a welcome. However, he was called into a fire. So he is not here today. So we're going to have the Council President, Dina Gunn, come in and speak.
Thank you, Kathy. I'll be brief and quick. I just want to welcome everybody here on behalf of the Mayor and Council. Thank you so much for coming to Matawan. Under the Mayor's administration, we've been incredibly committed to our unique and rich history here in Matawan, and we will continue to do so. I want to thank Clerk Hanlon for joining us today, as well as everybody, our neighbors that are here with us in Matawan, and our nearby neighbors that appreciate our rich and unique history today. I also want to thank the Historical Society, all the volunteers, our Historic Sites Commission. We truly could not do this without each and every one of you. So thank you for all of your time and your commitment and your dedication to Matawan. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to ask Mark to come on up. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. How could I forget? It's all about the 250th. So Christine Hanlon, our Monmouth County Clerk, we're asking you to please come up. So sorry.
morning, everyone. If I'm yelling, please excuse me. My allergies are crazy today, and this side of my head is kind of clogged. So I am a loud talker to begin with, so hopefully I don't blast too loud. But it is such an honor to be here today on behalf of my colleagues in county government, Commissioner Director Tom Arnone, Commissioner Sue Kiley, and Commissioners DeRocco, Anderson, and LaCitra, and our county constitutional officers to be with you today. I have to say it is such an honor to be here in Matawan with individuals who care so much about preserving and educating about our history. Matawan, whether it's the governing body or the Matawan Historical Society, they really lead the way in preserving our history in Monmouth County, and it's so important that we teach, educate, and honor and celebrate our history. I want to especially congratulate Mark and Claire and the Matawan Historical Society for this special day and this really important marking of the Minisink Trail. It's so fascinating and sort of breathtaking to think about our ancestors who were here. And oftentimes, whether I am at Hartshorn Woods or even in my hometown of Ocean Township in Joe Palea Park, where artifacts have been discovered, I really try to close my eyes and just be in the moment and think about what was going on hundreds of years ago and reflect on our ancestors, our Native American ancestors. And it's just fascinating to think of the people who were here living, conducting their lives, and really setting the tone for us. And it's so important that we honor them and we think about their lives and really, most importantly, educate about our history and our Native American history. The other day I was in Ocean Township at the museum, beautiful historical museum, and there was an exhibit about our Native American ancestors and artifacts, and everything was so beautifully displayed. And we were there with parents and students who had won our poetry contest, our Monmouth 250 poetry contest, and they were being honored that day. And they were so fascinated by our history and just really didn't know about our history in Monmouth County. And that's why it is so important to do things like this, to celebrate our Native American ancestors. And so that's why I really congratulate you for this special day today. For those of you who don't know, I am the chair of the Monmouth NJ250 committee, and I co-chair with Director Arnone to celebrate and plan the commemorations for our celebration here in Monmouth County of America's 250th birthday. So I invite all of you to join in. Check us out, monmouthnj250.org. Claire is on our advisory board because it's so important that we hear all voices on our historical advisory board. We appreciate your service in that regard. So please check us out. We have some material here in the back. We have contests going on. And on behalf of the Board of Commissioners, again, congratulations and thank you for having me here today.
Okay, now we'll have some discussion about the Minisink Trail itself, and Mark will have you start us off.
Thank you, Kathy. So welcome. I'm glad your tracks led you here to this Monmouth County portion of the Lenape, Great, Navesink to Minisink Trail, and to also one of the earliest homes in Matawan, the property that we're on right here today, 24 Mill Road. The Minisink Trail is the longest and most well-known of the Lenape trails traversing through New Jersey. It was 75 miles long and went from the Minisink Island in the Delaware River, which was the council seat of the Wolf people, and ended at Clay Pit Creek Village, right along here on our Navesink River, which is part of the lands of the Turtle people. It should be recognized as part of the New Jersey Register of Historic Places, the entire trail, and I encourage today's attendees to contact the New Jersey Historic Preservation Office and request its addition, because right now it's not on the list. There's a handout available on the back table over there that provides an in-depth history of what we know of the historical trail. But for today, I thought it'd be enjoyable use of our time to do a little visualization exercise, a fun thing to do. So let's close our eyes and imagine ourselves back in 1675 when Monmouth County was being settled by Dutch, Scottish, and some New England immigrants. The Minisink Trail would have been about 18 inches wide then. Native people would pass single file, on the lookout for dangerous animals like cougar, wolf, and bear, as well as for any dangerous people. We could see a band of Lenape people passing with warrior braves in the front, always silent, listening to what the bird language and bird alarms would tell them about the tales of dangers within the forest. And single file is why it's 18 inches wide. When most people walk and they're hiking, they're side by side and they could be chatting. But silence and walking single file came hand in hand. That's why the Minisink Trail, even though there were thousands of people on this trail, was 18 inches wide. We could see the band of Lenape passing with the warrior braves leading the front, and then perhaps a quarter mile or so behind them would be following the band's women, children, and elders, who would also be passing single file and encouraged to stay silent. We might also see a group of Mohawk or Iroquois people, in a group as large as 1,000 people, which was in the historical record, laden down with furs, flint arrowheads, and tools, along with other trading items, heading to the surrounding Lenape villages along the Navesink River and our Sandy Hook Bay. They would be looking to exchange their goods for dried strings made here in Monmouth County, containing oysters, clams, mussels, and fish, along with wampum made from shells collected on the shoreline. We might also see a group of Dutchmen seeking trade with the Lenape of Matawan. They would be seeking a safe place with good soil to grow crops and feed farm animals like sheep and cows. They would also look for the Lenape and other settlers for protection, seeking friendship, striving to build a community and home, securing a better life and a more just society from which they came. Now, if we move our minds forward to 2025, many things are different, but many things are still the same. We still have people immigrating from all over the world to our land here in Monmouth County, seeking a better life and looking for a more just society from which they came. And, most importantly, the Lenape people are still here. The marker placed here today commemorates the past and yet also commemorates the future. A place where we remember those that came before us and the lessons that they have to teach us as we take our footsteps and trails into the future. Thank you.
Okay, Ralph. Where's Ralph? Come on up, Ralph.
Mine is a little story, okay? I came here in 1948. I was 7 years old. I was lucky to live right up off of Lloyd Road and Nolan Corner. When we came here, the Lloyd Road and Nolan Road were dirt. They were gravel roads. Along the side of my house was an apple orchard. The land was owned by a fellow by the name of Harold Doyle. When I moved into Matawan, all the area along Lloyd Road, Nolan Road were all apple orchards, peach orchards, cherries. I mean, it was unbelievable coming from Baltimore to this great land as a boy to see all this stuff. Anyway, my dad one day asked me to go get some apples. Okay, hold on one second. I went out to get some apples for my father. I climbed up in the tree and I fell out of the tree. And when I went to get up, right under my nose was an Indian spearhead. Okay? It's laying right under my nose when I got up. I showed it to my mom and my dad. My mother thought it was really great. A short time later, I found another projectile from Arrowhead. Okay? My mother said, geez, Ralph, if you find them by accident, why don't you go look for them? And in the first month, I had over 100. Okay? And I came up from Nolan Corner Road to crossing over Gravelly Brook, which is down on Lloyd Road. And I walked into a farm field, and as soon as I walked into the farm field, I found an Indian axe. It's called the three-quarter groove. It goes back as far as 5,000 years. Okay. I started hunting that field, and I noticed other fields. That's the way I get on my bicycle, and I would ride all over the place. Back then, most of these places that are housing developments, shopping centers, were farms and woods when I was a boy. And off of where the hospital is, that's a great one. The hospital, when they were building the hospital over here, Bay Shore, I believe they call it, my wife and I found Indian axe heads, arrowheads, pottery. It was unbelievable. I have pictures of my wife standing down in the footings of the hospital, pointing up to arrowheads that were sticking out of the sides of the footings. Right? I found Indian camps on Church Street, on Hillcrest. Oh my goodness! I found like 12 Indian camps right around here at Matawan, and which now I have in the area of 20,000 Indian artifacts. I'm giving a lot of all the Matawan artifacts that I found. I'm giving to the Matawan Historical Society. Getting to be my age, I don't know how much longer will go on that I'll be able to help all these things. So anyway, that's my story of the Matawan, which I love. I used to go to the library. There was an old lady there. I don't remember her name. It was a little building, little library. And I used to take in arrowheads and loan them to her so she could show to the people that came in to get their books. She loved them. She really got me kept on Indian artifacts. So. But it's been a great life around here in Matawan. As a boy, it was a real adventure to find. When I was a kid, I was known as the Crazy Phillips kid because I would walk back and forth across farms like this, looking for arrowheads and stuff. And the farmers then, nobody was interested in these things. I'm telling you. I would go to, the only one was the librarian. Everybody else, what's an arrowhead? You know? So today, it seems I have everybody that's interested. Claire was a big thing with me. She got me going with giving artifacts out for the 250th anniversary, of which I worked at Monmouth Battlefield. I was an archaeologist there for 30 years. Found musket balls, cannonballs, coins, buttons, and we had a new museum built there. If you go there, go into the museum, Monmouth Battlefield. That's pretty much with me. Although, you know, I really love Matawan. About 12 years. Went to school at Houghton Creek. But the love of these things, you know, a lot of people find arrowheads and they say, oh, I found arrowheads when I was a kid. Where are they? I don't know. They're gone over the years, you know. I kept every one. My God, I have thousands of them, which Claire has seen in my house, and Barry, and Daisy, and all of them came to the house. And I'm just happy I got a home. people say, but they're just rocks. No kidding. I found, the last story I'll tell you, over by the hospital, I found a paleo point there. It's about 10,000 years old. The Indians at that time hunted mastodons that were here in New Jersey. All right? Giant beaver and elk. And if you don't believe me, go over to Marlborough and go into Big Brook and you can find crocodiles. You can find giant beaver, elk in the stream. You find fossils, thousands of my friends have found lots of arrowheads. I found a few in the brook. There's lots of great places around here, man. I just feel bad that everything that what I hunted as a boy is gone. They're all gone. So anyway, if you go on
It's really due to Ralph's collection that we're able to have an exhibit in the Burroughs Mansion. So we're very excited about that and what it'll look like when it's all put together. So, I would like to now ask Rick Gefkin, come on up. Nice to have you here as well.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. We're here obviously to mark and celebrate a trail, but this is much more than about a pathway that folks used all those years ago. It's about a culture, a unique culture that lasted hundreds of years, if not millennia, native to this part of the world, part of the Woodlands Indians, these Lenape people. My friend Claire, in my mind, has always represented this unique blending of cultures that happened when European colonists got here. As many of you know, or if you don't know, you can speak with her. Her family embodies Dutch folks, English folks, Lenape folks, African folks, and so many more. And that is, in my mind, the story of America. Okay, there were people here who were not Indians, of course. That's a misnomer. But we've come to call them Indians. But they, in the original days of colonization, worked hand in hand with European colonists to try to help and accommodate what these folks wanted. It didn't always work out as well as it might have. Nonetheless, here we are. Their culture was unique in so many ways. It was a communal society, a society that believed in sharing the resources that are here, and that, of course, brought them into conflict with European cultures. They were matriarchal to a certain extent, too, so that when young men married, they moved into their wives' homes. And there's so much more that we owe, in fact, to the late Dr. Paul Boyd for what he'd written about it, and archaeologists like Mr. Phillips, who helped us and continue to help us understand that this was much more than artifacts and trails and remnants of folks. These are living, breathing people who we should also realize were not these environmentalists who were superior in every way. They were human beings that had the same struggles as we all do. But just face different hurdles, both natural and man-made. So I'm happy to be here today. Those of you who can and want to delve deeper into this, please look up, if you can, Paul Boyd's master thesis from Rutgers. I think it's available at most libraries now. It's probably online as well. And it is, in my mind, the masterwork to try to understand these folks that we're honoring today. So thank you very much.
Suzanne Akbari, we ask you to come on up.
It's wonderful to see Winganell. It's wonderful to see you all here today, and particularly a pleasure to meet you in Muncie language. My name is Suzanne Akbari, and I'm a faculty member at the Institute for Advanced Study in Princeton. My family on my mother's side are German, and my grandparents lived in an area that was then Austria-Hungary that is now part of Romania. On my father's side, my grandparents are English, Swedish, Swiss, and Ramapo. I'd like to acknowledge my grandfather, Joe Conklin, and remember his father, who was a Ramapo person. And I'm very grateful to be here today. And really appreciated some of the comments that were made earlier about how that Indigenous legacy here continues to be important not only as part of the past, but very much part of the future. I know that you'll all join me in congratulating and thanking Claire Barlow for her hard work in bringing about the installation that we're holding today, which is an important reminder of Lenape presence, not only in the historical past, but also in the present time. The land we stand on is a rare unpaved portion of the Minisink Trail, a trail that links us to the northwest of the state and the Great Delaware River, or Lenape, just beyond. This trail goes from the Navesink River, which is just east of us, all the way to Minisink Island, located in the northern part of the Delaware River, just a few miles west-southwest of High Point. Minisink Island was an important site for Munsee people in particular, and Lenape people in general, not only over a long period reaching deep into the historical past, but especially during the period of forced removal in the 1700s, when the population at Minisink Island grew enormously. From the eastern part of the Minisink Trail, where we stand now, there seem to have been two paths to Minisink Island. One of these runs up the central part of New Jersey following Route 206, going all the way right up to the island. The other path goes from the Verona-Montclair Glen Ridge area due north of us, following the Passaic River to the Pompton River and then to the Paquonic River. This trail follows the Pompton River and then the Paquonic all the way up to what is now Sussex, New Jersey. Route 23, currently follows this path for the most part, and all the big roads in that area, routes 23, 46, and 80, are located at the point where the Passaic and the Pompton Rivers meet. This must have always been an important area in terms of the movement of people. As you follow the trail further north, when Route 23 gets just north of Sussex, the trail to Minisink Island gets more uncertain, but it seems to follow County Route 650. I said earlier that this Minisink Trail marker was an important reminder, and I'd like to end by returning to this point. The marker is a reminder not only of the historical past of this place, the Lenape, or Lenape people who lived here long ago and who traveled along those trails, but also a reminder for the present moment, inviting us to develop and to deepen relationships with Lenape people today. Lenape people continue to be here, continue to be present, not only as the Sand Hill community that you know, and the state-recognized nations that many of you know, including the Ramapo Munsee Lenape Nation, the Nanticoke Lenape Nation, and the Powhatan Lenape Nation, but also the Lenape nations whose people were forcibly displaced to Ontario, Wisconsin, and Oklahoma. These include Munsee Delaware Nation, Lenape Lackaweet, or Delaware Nation at Moraviantown, and the Delaware Band at Six Nations of the Grand River, all of them in Ontario. The Stockbridge Munsee community, now located in Wisconsin, and also the two Wampanoag-speaking Lenape nations that are in Oklahoma now, the Delaware Tribe at Bartlesville and the Delaware Nation at Anadarko. That feels like a long list, but I think it's really important to name all of the Lenape nations and to remember and to acknowledge them. You might ask, how would I ever get the opportunity to spend time with Lenape people from the displaced Lenape nations? One way is through the annual gatherings at Princeton that are organized by language keepers from the various Munsee nations across Turtle Island. And this takes place at Princeton University and at the Institute for Advanced Study where I work. The next gathering, which is our 5th annual Munsee Language and History Symposium, will take place on October 16th through 18th. And another opportunity is happening right now with the second Lenape Powwow, which is taking place this weekend in Prospect Park, Brooklyn, organized by members of Lenape Lackaweet, or Delaware Nation at Moraviantown, in partnership with other Lenape nations. As Lenape people say in Munsee language, Yach Katapina, we are still here.
And then Claire, we're going to end this portion with Claire. And when Claire's finished speaking, we're going to all go down the road here to watch the unveiling of the marker, and then you can see the trail and walk on it for a little bit, and then have refreshments.
Thank you so much for coming today. I can't tell you how much I appreciate seeing all of you. To celebrate our nation's 250th, get started, which is going to be going on not only next year, but the year Gail for lending us her property and being invaded all through the year, leaving stuff at her house and in her garage and everything. Thank you all for those of you that contributed so much of the research that I needed and editing. And anytime I put out the call for something, you started digging and it would be sent me things. And it's because of all of you and the work that you did help me that I was able to get the amount of paperwork that was needed for primary sources and everything else to make it worthwhile. So apparently the Pomeroy Foundation was so impressed with our application that they wanted to know if we had any other ideas. I said, oh, I think you came to the right person. So they've given us 2 more. And when those come in, we'll be hopefully in the spring installing a marker at Monmouth Van Brackle, which will connect with the marker that Mark put up at Homedale Park. And then the last one, hopefully next summer, will be at Grinnell Woods, a county property. And we're just excited that we've been able to mark the trail all the way across Monmouth County over to Clay Pit at the Navesink River. So thank you so much. Just all the organizations, all the letters of support. It's just a lot of background work. And I'm glad I was retired because I would have never gotten this done otherwise. My friend McGee's brought some squash for you. It's under the tree here. So please take one. She has the Sloan Farm in Princeton. And if you come to the conference in Princeton, you'll get a chance to visit the seed farm, which is absolutely extraordinary with the unusual and rare samples of seeds that they've been able to collect and save from around the world. I also want to thank my Sandhill family, my grandchildren for coming today. I know they had to give up sports or something, but glad they were here for this occasion. Thank you so much for joining us.
So, to thank and kind of recognize Gail for this beautiful opportunity to be here. We haven't given her the honor of unveiling the marker, so if we could all take a nice stroll down the road here, we will do that part, and then you'll see the trail.
The Minisink Trail, Native Americans and Indians for thousands of years used this approximate 75-mile route from Navesink to Minisink Island, the Delaware River mapped by 1747.
Be careful, get out of the street, people. I'm getting out of here because I don't want to see anybody get hurt.
Okay.
Go ahead, Claire, look it up and then we're going to get Mark.
Nice speech.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, Gail? Is Gail here?
Next to you.
No, someone should do that.
Oh, left side?
You're going to...
Yo, group.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Someone should be like directing traffic.
So this is a walk on the Minisink Trail. Yep. Hi. Hello. Nice to meet you. Oh, thank you so much.